I mean, there's a lot of things behind that, and it's very easy just to hear from Tyson Fury, who talks so much.
A bit difficult to hear from anybody other than Tyson Fury at that press conference, weren't it, Bud? Dillian Whyte couldn't be asked.
There's all kinds of things to resolve about that fight. Dillian Whyte,
Probably don't stand underneath the DAZN pay-per-view logo, mate, when you're accusing other people of speaking shit.
Some people want to buy a Rolls Royce, but they can't afford to fill it up with petrol.
So what you're saying, Eddie, that Top Rank don't have enough money? Is that what your ESPN don't have enough money? I think they've got more money than you.
They also wanted Dillian Whyte to fly in on a economy, a coach airline, like a low-fare airline from...
So what is it now then? What the problem was you were wanting more money off them. What more money? Dillian Whyte's still pushing for more money. He still wants more money. But now the reason is you don't think they have enough money. You're referring to, you know, they can afford the Rolls Royce, but they can't afford the petrol to put in it. She's saying they ain't got enough money basically. But yet you're pushing for more money. So what? But you're adamant that you want the fight. You're then saying that they're wanting you to fly economy. I don't know what's wrong with Dillian Whyte arranging his own. It's no one else's fault he's decided to go and base himself in Portugal, is it? It wasn't anyone else's decision other than his own. Don't know what's wrong with him paying for his own flight. But like I say, it's one way or the other, or neither. It can't be that we're not happy because we don't think they've got the money, or we're not happy because we want more money off these people that we don't think even have the original amount of money. So I don't know which one is it, mate, because it simply cannot be both. But let's face it, it's probably not either, is it?
Ask. Not when you bid $42 million for a fight, it's not. Also, they wanted to give him a handful of tickets for the fight, I think 6 or something like that. It's a 90,000 stadium. So Dillian Whyte felt that he was being disrespected. So he said, I tell you what, you crack on, I'm just going to keep training. So it's as simple as that, really. I've not been involved with a contractual situation, the arguments. I just know there's a lot of arguments out there to resolve. And, you know, we're not, Dillian Whyte's not looking to not take this fight. No, I think they've done their press conference now. You know, if they've sold out like they said they have or whatever, so job's done.
Yeah, oh, that's it then, is it? Yeah, You've sold out the stadium, or you've nearly sold out the stadium, so no need to promote it anymore. Then the pay-per-view sales don't matter. All right. He must, surely, as an intelligent man, and he must be relatively intelligent because he's successful. I know he's got a rich dad and that, but he must be, you know, he can't be fake. He must listen back to some of his interviews and just cringe. He just actually said you don't need to promote the fight anymore because you've nearly sold all the tickets. Well, first of all, not all. Most of the tickets might have been sold, but they haven't all been sold. And second of all, the tickets are not the main source of the money, as he knows. As I'm sure he should know, shouldn't he? It's his business.
Like the deal's the deal.
Yeah, but that's fine. And if the deal's the deal, we'll do what we have to do, which is not come willy-nilly to a press conference on Ryanair, aka your Southwest, you know, exactly. And we'll see you at the fight, hopefully.
Yeah.
This guy can't give. He bangs on in other interviews about how you know, a few months ago when he was talking about the potential Whyte Fury fight. Oh, it's all right. We'll just win the purse bid. We'll just win the purse bid. It's all right. We'll just go and win the purse bid then. Well, you won't just go and win the purse bid. You're about 10 million quid short, bud. It ain't the only purse bid you've lost recently by all accounts. So, well, don't get me wrong. You know, you're obviously a successful man. There's nothing against you. Put on some good fights, but you're relentlessly slagging off. And even if you're not directly slagging off people that you're not associated with, or boxers or promoters that aren't with you, you'll give them a compliment maybe, but then you've always got to caveat that with a little dig afterwards. Maybe not necessarily always very directly, but there's always a little bit of something. You've always got to give them, you know, you can't give them all the praise, even if they deserve it. You've got to take a little bit back, and it's a bit pathetic, really. And I know some of the other promoters, particularly the older ones that you keep banging on about, they may be the same, but you talk about, you know, they've been in the game for like 60 years, and they have. And you say you explain it as that's the reason why. And what's your excuse as to why you're like that? And you do it more than them. You do it far more than them. And like I said, I know you do more interviews than them, but you're still doing it more than them. It doesn't. Words aren't any less there because you say more words in general, or you believe that you do. If this was one of the Matchroom shows and you had a fighter, you'd won a purse bid, or you'd arranged from a fighter from another promotion to come and fight on Matchroom, and they didn't turn up for the press conference and over to England, and you know it would be a massive imposition for them to come over. They've always lived in America. It's not like Dillian Whyte, who's from London but decided to go and live in Portugal. Massive inconvenience for him to come over, a massive disruption for him to come over and do a press conference for you in London or wherever in the UK. You would expect them to turn up, and if you didn't turn up, you wouldn't be happy, would you? You'd be very upset. That's different with this. If George Groves didn't turn up for the Carl Froch fight, you'd be very upset. If Errol Spence or Gennady Golovkin didn't turn up for the press conference for the Kell Brook fight, you'd be very, very upset, wouldn't you? Charles Martin didn't turn up for the press conference for Anthony Joshua, you'd be very, very upset. If Lomachenko didn't turn up for the Luke Campbell press conference, you'd be very, very upset. And these are all people, well, the vast majority of them people, you know where they live. You know, they've always lived where they live, and they live a lot, you know, it's a lot bigger of an imposition for them to get over to do it. Pay-per-view is dead. Yeah, pay-per-view is dead. I was stood under, now here we are launching the pay-per-view platform. Yeah, I'm stood underneath logo here, accusing other people of speaking shit. Yeah, and when people point out that he said pay-per-view were dead, first of all he pretends to, well, he tries to pretend that he didn't say it at all, but then when people, when he realises, hold on, yeah, it was only a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, and people remember stuff, and if they don't remember it, it's still all there on YouTube for you to go and find. We're taken out of context. Well, maybe some of it was taken out of context, but it was the wording that you used, pal, that's I think that's troubling everybody. Pay-per-view is dead, you know. And you say circumstances change and that, you know, situations change, you've got to adapt, circumstances change or whatever. You don't change from being dead. Pay-per-view is dead. There is no change. Just maybe choose your words a bit better next time, lad. We don't have anything against Eddie Hearn, you know what I mean? He's put on some good fights. I think he's good for boxing as a whole. I think he's improved, especially British boxing. He has improved it over the last, I don't know, 8 years or so. So yeah, well, nothing against him, but some of the crap he comes out with, and he is getting worse. He's getting a lot worse. He's getting a bit big for his boots, isn't he, really? And I don't know, he seems to have been, I don't know, even worse lately. Maybe, obviously he's had the Canelo signing, which is a massive sort of coup for him, a coup for anybody, but he's lost, I don't know, was it the last 3-4 big purse bids he's had? And it's just not going, it just doesn't seem to be going very well. Oh, we like a bit of Eddie Hearn here, you know what I mean? We're going to slag him off a fair bit here, but you know, they've still got a bit of time for him. We do like a lot of the fights that he's put on.
I mean, there's a lot of things behind that, and it's very easy just to hear from Tyson Fury, who talks so much shit. I mean, he said today that I told Dillian Whyte not to. It's absolute rubbish. There's all kinds of things to resolve about that fight. One of Dillian Whyte's requests was that the funds be placed in escrow. Okay. It's a lot of money, and some people want to buy a Rolls Royce, but they can't afford to fill it up with petrol. So they also wanted Dillian Whyte to fly in on a coach airline, like a low fare airline from Portugal that was 2 hours in, and we're in a global pandemic still, you know, and he's thinking, I've been waiting so long for this opportunity, and people might think that a private jet is an illustrious ask. Yeah. Not when you bid $42 million for a fight, it's not. Also, they wanted to give him a handful of tickets for the fight, I think 6 or something like that. It's a 90,000 stadium. So Dillian Whyte felt that he was being disrespected. So he said, I tell you what, you crack on, I'm just going to keep training. So it's as simple as that, really. I've not been involved with a contractual situation, the arguments. I just know there's a lot of arguments out there to resolve. And, you know, we're not, Dillian Whyte's not looking to not take this fight. It's a shot.
It doesn't seem like they're interested in resolving them, though.
Probably not. I think they've done their press conference now. You know, if they've sold out like they said they have or whatever, so job's done.
Yeah, they're saying like the deal's the deal.
Yeah, but that's fine. And if the deal's the deal, we'll do what we have to do, which is not come willy-nilly to a press conference on Ryanair, aka your Southwest. You know, and we'll see you at the fight, hopefully.